Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. In case you never heard it, what you are already it. You have not to search for it. You have not to search for it. So, what's going on then while we search? Oh, thank you. It's very simple, you see. Whatever moves, it's like you are in a room and you look at a movie. This is clear. Whatever moves there, you can hear that it's not you, it's a movie. Now, what about this body which moves? Why we don't include this and this, Coco, and those? Oh, why? It moves also. Be struck by that. Huh? Of course, this is my life. With this, I have a life, a personal life. No doubt about it. Nobody said not to live the life. But why to confuse the real nature of things with that? If you search for it, give you a real moment of clarity, of it's like that. No doubt about it. And if the mind doubts, even if the life is so challenging that you are busy all the time, of course in life we are busy. It doesn't mean you have to think that the background of things is lost. It's never lost. The movie can be lost. So, that. You can make real chai. Ah. So, how are you?
I just wanted to check if I'm missing something. And it's like the life is taking over all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm a seeker, I'm not a seeker, but somehow I come to Satsang.
Yeah.
And there's always this little gap where I can reflect what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's why I give satsang. For all of you and for me. Yeah.
But is this all? I'm looking at the end of this road already, and this is all. That's why I don't know.
You don't like this kind of life? I mean, of course, when one is challenged and busy with life, we always wish a bit better and quieter. But that's human, sure. But I mean, imagine the luck you have that you can steal a moment just to be. You always are, but let's say just to obviously be. Which other kind of life can we have? It's a blessed life. Now may I ask you, do you know yourself directly? You came to Satsang to know yourself. Do you know yourself? Whatever words.
I can't say no.
You can't say no. Okay, I like it. But what more do you want? It will not necessarily, as it looks, fix the life, you know? That one has to know. For me, I think I repeat it, the life is a mystery. What you are is not a mystery. The life is a mystery. Why I have this kind of life? Does it mean anything? And so I don't touch that anymore. Live your life and never don't be vigilant. I mean, always give a time for this, a split second for this. That's some look like, for example, let's say in Arunachala, some people look like dedicating more their life to this. But you see, to give a split second to this is anywhere. Maybe they wish another way of life, they prefer, and why not? But it doesn't mean it's not life still. What is essential is to give a moment alone to this. It just comes an image to me. For example, the Pradakshina on the mountain. We do the same, you know, when the Pradakshina would say, when we speak about that, when we have some experiences about that, it's a Pradakshina around it. But the split second is to be it. So don't worry, we do our Pradakshinas. Because Pradakshina is to remind, is to remind you, give a moment. It's not it. Give a moment. So, you want to tell me something you read or you experienced or you like to be simply quiet, maybe? It's also nice.
I have a question.
Where is the...
I was reading Nothing Ever Happens, and Papaji's on the railway station. And there is, I think Om Prakash, you must know him, he doesn't know Papaji, but he's over and over drawn towards Papaji, who is standing there in the middle of the railway station.
Oh no, that was not a correct story, but
No.
okay. Tell me.
And,
Yeah.
and eventually,
Yes,
Yeah,
in the
and you were there
station
too.
because it was a small
yeah.
station in Lucknow.
And you were
Yeah.
there too.
Okay.
and he over and over he says, I don't know this man, but he has to go, and eventually
Yeah.
he pronounced, and now
He was flat.
He
I was
flat
there.
on- yeah.
But you know, it was funny. Those days we were in Lucknow for quite a time, and every day Papaji liked to weigh himself. It was just an excuse to walk up to the station where you could, there were still those machines where you weigh yourself, and there was a note also for the life for the day. So it was like a ride. So we were going there by foot, and it happened near that machine, yeah. So
near the machine, and so he pronounced, he falls flat on the ground, as you witnessed, and when I read that, like out of 1,000 or 1,000,000 people will walk by, this stranger sees a stranger and is pulled instantly, and everything changes.
Oh yeah, all his life at once.
Yes, and I have a similar experience with you, seeing you, and my whole life is.
Okay.
Who is being pulled by what? It can't be the mind.
It's your fire to be free, or maybe even you don't say in those words, but something else pulls you. You can't do otherwise. And then of course that self recognizes immediately the one who loves that self. It is automatic.
Yeah, that's my experience. Now, thousands, millions, they're that, but they don't go flat on the ground.
Because the busyness of the life makes your mind so crowded that they don't hear yet the call of the self. That's all. I remember, it's nice you say that. I can say a very small, very short anecdote. When I was walking with Papaji, now it's no more there, but it was a small pilgrimage place to go towards Pulchati. We were walking there towards the Himalayas, and they were only pilgrims. So already people who wanted to be with something else. But they were passing by and nobody stops. And I was wondering, but how come they don't see? How come?
Yeah.
But it's like that. It's like that. Even me, when Papaji approached me when I was in that chai shop with the book of Kabir, and I decided, okay, then I stay in India with no more visa and money or whatever, but it doesn't matter because I have to meet my master. This master comes to me, say, do you need some help, my dear child? And I say, no, thank you very much. Happily, 2 nights after I had the vision, maybe it is me you search. And then, of course, I went to the rendezvous at the Ganga. But you see, I was crowded by the fact that I don't know how I was imagining my master, but not in this circumstance. Maybe I was just finishing my last chai, and so I was with that. Do you see? Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
The brother of Papaji, he came to him in Rishikesh. He said, I came so that you help me to find my guru.
Yeah, but I'm even reading in the book that he's staring at the wall in his house, and his wife says, why don't you go and do something?
Yeah, like that. So it's the mind. The mind. That's why I say it's very important to spot the mind. Spot the mind. So, oh, can you trust the mind? Tell me. It doesn't even recognize anybody. But that's what I say. This surge, or it may be in other shape than surge, but this something else has to be there in you, so that possible miracles about it happens. Because it's true, every time, if we hear the journey of everybody, it's true that there is this moment of recognizing, oh, here I can trust, or here I know, this is here I have to listen. It changes the life. But it's not such a personal decision, it's so much deeper. Yeah. So, that's it?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
If that is still
Oh,
there,
little, yeah.
if that
Is, yeah.
is still there,
Yeah.
that inner recognition and pull,
Yeah. That's why you are here today.
yeah, I know. I have to ask, does it mean that the search is unresolved?
Not necessarily. You just love, because you don't give enough, maybe, time for that you know. Because life is busy, busy, busy. Some periods of times are like this. But then, at times, you have to come. You had to make effort, probably, to come. Yes. You had to break the routine. So it doesn't mean you don't know, but you have such a love for it. In fact, you know how precious it is. It's your luck.
I want to tell you, there are things that seem to be real, but there's always this knowing that they are not. And this is the only safe place I can be.
Yes, my dear. Yes. And live your life also, as you do.
And when
So now you will understand the importance to hear. Spare a moment to that. Whenever, but do it. Do it. Up to the last breath.
and never trust anything else.
And you see, as the obviousness of what I am is not acquired by anybody, it's not acquired, so it's alive when one gives a a space for it, steals a moment from time and space for it. It's a must. It's a must. Because this samsara, its own creation, has constantly his jaws wide open to eat you. We know it. We know it, so. That's why there is satsang, you see. That's why. Because sometimes days pass and we have not dedicated a moment. It's totally possible, especially nowadays. So satsang is needed. I had a wonderful stay in Porto with beautiful satsang, and one question was, why do we give more importance to the thought of moksha? Because the thought of moksha, so is it a thought? I say, yeah, it's a thought. But when you say moksha, what comes to you? So that thought is meant, it's to direct your mind towards its source, towards the unobjective experience, to remove the roots of the concepts you have. So if you need help, use it as long as you need help. And then it disappears by itself. And then once it disappears by itself, spare a moment for it. Here and there. And that's all. And if it didn't yet disappear by itself, investigate, ask questions towards who am I? Rather than what is this universe? What? No. Who sees the universe? Who am I? That's all.
I feel there's a lack of clarity somewhere.
Okay. Tell me.
Yeah. So investigating.
Yeah.
I have just staying with the fact that I exist, that I am. Everything else is an idea, is a belief. Other than that, And
Yeah, but one thing I don't really understand in your sentence, because if you investigate, you don't know who you are yet.
yeah,
So you cannot speak of I am in that sentence.
well,
What?
it's the turning to that. It's the bit.
Yeah, okay. It points to that.
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
Okay. So where do you place yourself? In the investigator or in what you are? In the investigator, isn't it?
In that sense, yes.
In that, is there any other sense? Tell me, because I have really to see well
Yeah.
why you say in that sense. Is there any other possibility? Or you are a seeker, an investigator, or you are not. There is no in between something. No? Or you are an experiencer and a doer, or you are not. What else is there? Tell me more, because I don't. I have to be also more clear about you.
I'm not being, yeah. So yeah, the I.
Yeah.
That I believe myself to be.
Yeah.
I can see. There's a seeing that is a belief. That is really a belief.
Okay.
And from there.
From there you keep quiet.
There's nothing. Yeah, you keep quiet.
Yeah.
And then the lack of clarity comes.
Attends, just a sec, because it went off. Yeah, the lack of clarity.
Yeah, is in the phenomena.
Yeah.
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 And yeah.
So what is not clear about it in this phenomena? What is not clear about the subject apparently? What's not clear? About the world I understand. That's why I call it, we may understand a few things, but it's huge mystery. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not what you bring. So what's not clear about that subject?
That's I don't know. That I keep needing to see through the mind's, like the play of the mind, the duality of the mind, so that it seems that there's, the negative and the positive experiences that are coming and going, and so
That's the mind, yeah.
that's the mind, and there's this seeing through that by having that clarity of like, well, I'm not that, and so there's a seeing through of that.
Yeah, that's very good. It's the pointing out again and again and again till it disappears by itself. Till then, do it again and again.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah.
And one day you will just keep quiet, seeing that, why should I be so busy with my mind after all?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
clearer?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. If still something pops up, you tell me.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Thank you.
You are not yet fatigued to do that, because it's like an 1880, no? Not this, not that, not this, not that. You are not yet fatigued to do that.
Completely. Yeah.
Then keep quiet. Keep quiet. And then when it comes, it's life. Live your life. And then, oh, keep quiet. Then again, oh, keep quiet. Then, what else do you want to search? Hmm?
Yeah.
You know, this 1980 is not to stay in the 1980, it's to keep quiet where you always have been. Hmm? It has a goal, huh? It has a goal. It's not it. It's a tool. Then, my tool to look at the time. Oh, basta, enough. That's what I call sparing a moment. Spare a moment. And then you will see. Hmm? So now you know itself, spare a moment. It's a good environment for it. Hmm? There is two things going on in Satsang. There is pointing out if the demand is there, or there is a sparing of a moment to show for myself and to show also what does it mean. You are not busy with your mind, that's all. Could you give this?
So what about sentence for Ramana talking about full destruction of the mind?
Talking about destruction?
Sentence from Ramana that
Yeah.
I heard saying, talking about full destruction of the mind.
Yeah, sure. That moment, what do you think? It's full destruction of the mind. Of course. Now don't make a something out of it. He didn't add anything else after that. Anything else would be the mind. Good. Ramana and those, they are meant to point out. What means pointing out? That spared moment, that moment you still, that moment alive. So they try to describe, or they just throw you them there. Doesn't mean anything about living, about whatever. It's direct. It's now. And those sentences will always be real now. Not in the memory. Now. And that's what is not understood if you teach Advaita. It's not a teaching. A cowboy. Enough. Never forget, it's never acquired by someone. Never. That one is left behind. Good.
The last experience before it's left behind is being.
Is
being with you, is being connected to you.
Depends for whom, but maybe, yeah. Yeah, we needed a support for a few, generally speaking. And of course, that support will be the last. And then it disappears. It can always reappear, but then you know where. In the realm of this creation. But in fact it disappears.
And I mean also the last experience that was taken for real before everything.
Yes, I understand. I try to see the same. Sure. Like for me, you see about that, Papaji, all my gratitude goes towards Papaji because it was through Papaji like the gate of it. So in the life, that remains. Nothing wrong with that, and it's very, very natural. Now, in what is, there is so much nobody there that there is nobody there. But in the end, we should not make two realities, because what is apparent to this world of appearance is that itself. Of course, that's too much for the mind, but I just have to mention there is not things like two realities. Just one knows this is that itself in its limited form, because there is a form and a name, so it's limited. That's all. And it comes to me now, there is a saying, kill the Buddha. It's a pointing. It's a pointing not to bring any name and form with you. In fact, it's rather the Buddha who kills you. So, because sometimes it's a good excuse. Yeah. We should look at every sentence, it's so nice. Yeah, allow the Buddha to kill you.
Ganga.
Yeah.
And I still feel like I'm meeting you.
Yeah.
It's still when somebody's there meeting you.
Why you don't? Who cares? A glimpse. I am very inspired to speak about that subject of the shape of the master and what indicates and all. No, I don't feel like telling it. Well, maybe one day. It's very interesting. It's amazing. Because surely you don't come for these bones and flesh. Even for the character, you have your friends for that. You see, so interesting. And that's why when someone told me the master is dying, I said, the master never dies. The master never dies. He's not bound. You went to him not to be bound, like he's not bound to anything. So, in this life you needed a vehicle, you needed the same language you could hear to be thrown again and again and again, not to the body, not to the character, not to the feeling of that shape, but to your own self, you see. So, of course, in the life of shapes and name, he has a place, but not for his bones and marrow. Huh? Yeah. Like that, no difference.